Everybody will tell you about the Titanic, but today, we're going to reveal the true cost, not just in lives but in billions of dollars worth of lost fortunes. They said the Titanic was unsinkable, but what if I told you it sank with $20 billion worth of wealth? Imagine stacks of gold, rare diamonds, and the fortunes of the world's richest people vanishing into the freezing Atlantic. Gone. And here's the real kicker. Some of it could still be down there. How much wealth was really lost when the Titanic went down? And why do people still believe there's a hidden treasure beneath the waves? Let's dive deep into this forgotten fortune. Welcome to Histoveins, where we unearth the past, one mystery at a time. If you love history mixed with shocking truths, you're in the right place. Now let's get into the Titanic's lost billions. The Titanic was more than just a ship. It was a floating palace built for the world's wealthiest elite. Constructed by the White Star Line, this 882-foot-long marvel took 3 years and over 15,000 workers to build. It cost $7.5 million in 1912, which, adjusted for inflation, would be about $250 million today. But if you account for the cost of materials, technology, and luxury, to rebuild the Titanic today with the same level of exclusivity, it would cost at least $1.5 billion. On board, the Titanic offered luxury beyond imagination. A grand staircase modeled after the one in the Palace of Versailles. The most expensive first-class tickets ever sold, one passenger, Henry Sleeper Harper, paid what would be $100,000 in today's money for a single cabin. A first-class dining room with a menu rivaling the finest European restaurants, Turkish baths, a gymnasium, a squash court, and even an onboard swimming pool. This wasn't just a voyage, it was a status symbol for the world's richest men and women. When the Titanic struck an iceberg at 11:40 p.m. on April 14, 1912, it took just over 2 hours to sink. Out of 2,224 passengers and crew, over 1,500 people died, making it one of the deadliest maritime disasters in history. But among those lost were some of the wealthiest and most influential people in the world, including John Jacob Astor IV, the richest man on board, worth $150 million back then, $3 billion today. He had just married an 18-year-old and was returning home from his honeymoon. He helped his wife into a lifeboat but refused to leave, believing the ship wouldn't sink. He died in the freezing water. Benjamin Guggenheim, the famous industrialist, was traveling with his mistress. When he realized the ship was doomed, he changed into his finest evening wear and reportedly said, "We are dressed in our best and prepared to go down like gentlemen." Isidor Straus, co-owner of Macy's department store. His wife, Ida Straus, refused to leave him, saying, "Ida Straus, where you go, I go." They died together, holding hands on deck. William Stead, a journalist who had written a story about an ocean liner sinking due to a lack of lifeboats, a chilling prediction of his own fate. The Titanic was a ship of immense wealth, and when it sank, so did billions of dollars in today's money. The Titanic itself, originally worth $7.5 million, but valued today at over $1.5 billion with modern costs. The world's richest men were on board. John Jacob Astor, IV's $3 billion fortune. Benjamin Guggenheim's massive empire in mining and industry. Hundreds of other millionaires who had stocks, gold, and assets on board. Jewels, gold, and rare artifacts. Many first-class passengers traveled with diamonds, rubies, and gold bars. Bearer bonds and cash. Some passengers carried unregistered bearer bonds, essentially uncashable money lost forever. lost business empires. Dozens of business tycoons died, and with them, entire corporate legacies sank. Despite multiple expeditions to the wreck site, most of the lost wealth has never been recovered. Why? The depth and pressure at the wreck site make it nearly impossible to retrieve valuables. Paper money and bearer bonds disintegrated over time. Gold, jewelry, and precious metals are likely buried under decades of sediment and debris. Yet some treasure hunters still believe there's a hidden fortune waiting to be found. The Titanic's resting place remains one of the most famous and mysterious underwater graveyards of wealth in history. The Titanic wasn't just a disaster, it was a graveyard of lost fortunes. $20 billion vanished that night, leaving behind only memories, legends, and the rusting remains of a once glorious ship. But what if there's more? Could some of the lost wealth still be out there hidden beneath the waves? What do you think? Let us know in the comments. And if you want more shocking history like this, hit that subscribe button now.